Welcome back, Math Masters. A new scroll has arrived at the dojo gates. Today, you'll complete your final training session for this unit. Master this challenge and you'll earn your Unit 5 badge and purple belt just like Mia. Part A. For the first dataset, determine the mean, median, mode, and range. Is there an outlier? How do you know? If there is an outlier, how does it impact the mean and range? Part B. For the second set of data, write two rules, one that describes the pattern for the x values and one for the y values. Find the next 2 points and plot them on the graph. Describe the trend shown on the line graph. Study well. The path to mastery begins now.
Welcome back, Math Masters. I have a feeling we'll need our knowledge of everything we've learned in this unit to conquer today's data analysis challenge. Have your guided notes ready? Training starts now. Wow, we've learned a lot this unit. From line plots to bar graphs, and from plotting points to finding patterns, we've analyzed data in all kinds of ways. Now, when we're presented with a dataset, we know exactly how to investigate the story it's trying to tell. We know multiple ways to visualize data and learned how to do a more number-based analysis using mean, median, mode, and range. When it comes to the coordinate plane, we are plotting points, writing charts, and using rules to extend the pattern in data. We're ready to see what these last data sets have in store for us. Your challenge still awaits. Complete it, and the purple belt is yours. Part A. For the first dataset, determine the mean, median, mode, and range. Is there an outlier? How do you know? If there is an outlier, how does it impact the mean and range? Part B. For the second set of data, write two rules, one that describes the pattern for the x values and one for the y values. Find the next 2 points and plot them on the graph. Describe the trend shown on the line graph. Grab your guided notes and get to solving. You've got this!
Let's go over Part A of the challenge. The first question asks us to start by finding the mean. First, we need to add up all the values in the dataset. 20 plus 25 plus 28 plus another 28 plus 59 equals 160. Now, to find the average, we need to divide by how many numbers are in the dataset. There are 5 values in the dataset, so the next step is to divide 160 by 5. 5 goes into 160 32 times, so the mean is 32. The median is another way to measure the center of the data. We order the dataset. Luckily, this one is already in smallest to largest order. Then, cross off the values on each side of the center. 20 and 59, then 25 and 28. Leaves us with one number in the middle, 28, which is the median. Next is the mode, which is the most common number in the dataset. There's 120, 125, 2 28s, and 159. Since there are 2 28s, the mode is 28. Finally, we calculate the range by subtracting the minimum from the maximum. 59 minus 20 is 39, so the range is 39. Now, we need to determine if there's an outlier in the data. Remember, outliers lie outside the typical data. Most of our data is between 20 and 28. 59 is quite far away from the next highest number, 28. So, 59 is an outlier because it is higher than the rest of the data. Since there is an outlier, we need to determine how it impacts the mean and range. Because the outlier is much higher than the rest of the data, it makes the mean and range higher than they otherwise would be. Now, we'll review Part B. We're first asked to write 2 rules for this dataset, one for the x values and one for the y values. Let's focus on the x values first. To find the pattern, we ask ourselves, what's the change between each row? From 1 to 2, we increase by 1. Is the same true from 2 to 3? Yes, and all the way down the table. So, for the x values, we start at 1 and add 1 each time. Now, to determine the rule for our y values, what's the change between 2 and 5? We're going up, so it's addition. 2 plus what is 5? 3. Is the next row also using plus 3? 5 plus 3 is 8, and this is true for all rows. So, for the y values, we start at 2 and add 3 each time. Now, we need to find the next 2 points, then plot them on the graph. We use the rule for the x values to generate 2 more rows. 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7. Now, for the y values, we add 3 each time. 14 plus 3 equals 17. 17 plus 3 equals 20. To make the graphing easier, let's write out the ordered pairs for these 2 points. Now, to graph. Start at the origin, then move to 6 on the x-axis. We go up to 17 on the y-axis, then make a point. The next point is at 7, 20, so it's over to 7 on the x-axis, then up to 20 on the y-axis to make our point. To answer the last question, let's connect our 2 new points to continue the line graph. What trend do we see? Is the line increasing, decreasing, or staying the same? The line and values are increasing, so that's the trend in our data.
So, what have we learned today? We learned that data analysis can take 2 forms: visual, like graphs, and numerical, like mean, median, mode, and range. Graphing data on the coordinate plane helps us to visualize data. Analyzing data helps you notice trends, find patterns, and use rules to extend those patterns. Congratulations, Math Masters! You've earned your purple belt for this unit, but your training isn't over just yet. Be sure to complete the practice questions and extension activities that go with this lesson to practice everything we've learned in Unit 5. This is our data analysis wrap-up lesson, which means the practice levels will review everything we've learned throughout the unit. There's an extension activity to help you reflect on your progress and decide if there are any lessons you'd like to revisit before the unit assessment. You can review any of the lessons at any time because, in math, as in training, progress comes with patience and practice. I'll see you next time!